Welcome back. I'm your host, Stephanie Michele Sweigart, and I'm here today with SpeechTherapyPD.com. We are very excited because alongside me, you're going to see a guest that we have today, Adina Soclof MS, CCC-SLP. Welcome, Adina. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, absolutely. You are doing amazing things in the world of speech pathology, not just in speech, but I'm excited to share that you're also a parent educator. So you're doing a lot of work teaching parents and professionals. I love this. Wait for this. The art of effective communication. This is my jam. I love this stuff. I think I told you I'm taking a very deep dive into your course. So I'm excited to hear you share, information today, because I know in your course you talk about strategies for building children's character development, for building their resilience, for building their confidence, and that you can do this with children of all ages and all abilities. So thank you so much again for being here today and sharing your wisdom with all of us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
I always love working with speech therapy PD. So
it's so fun. It's fun to connect, right? And to meet with our SLPs in the field who are doing such awesome things. So we're in January, okay? It's a new year. We've got 2023, and a lot of people are thinking about what are some new goals I can put into place? How can I grow this year? How can I get myself into healthy mindsets? How can I get my child to listen more and make my life a little simpler or a little more easy? And I know collaboration is a big topic that you speak on. So I thought this would be a great time to bring you on to Speech Therapy PD's YouTube channel, because you have a course on their website, and this course is called Counseling Parents, Teaching Effective Communication Skills to Optimize Therapy. So this was this course called to me. This course calls to me not just because I'm a speech clinician, but it calls to me because I'm a parent of a 7-year-old. So that's why I've been going really deep into it and taking all of my notes. And it calls to me also as just a mindful human being, because I hear a lot of threads of mindfulness and awareness and compassion throughout your course. So it's very exciting for me to kind of have the opportunity to be able to talk to you about this gift and this course that you're offering to so many. So I think that the golden question that we have for you today is, what are 3 ways that we can create a nurturing environment that fosters student engagement and motivation in 2023?
Okay, so I love that question. And so I think I might, because you're talking about, a healthy attitude or changing our mindset. Again, I believe it starts with us. So these are some of my ideas. So number 1, we have to find a way to like the student in front of us, to really connect with them. Find some point of interest with that child so that you can really engage with them on a deeper level. Like, what are their interests? Or so I'm thinking about a student that I had that I could not connect to. And every day I was trying to, not every day, but 2 times a week, I was trying to connect, and I saw that affected my therapy. And so much of my therapy is, how am I going to connect with this child? How am I going to like this student? And we found a common interest. And then really our therapy really, it started to move. It started to move. So I would really suggest finding something that you could connect with on a deeper level with your student. And it doesn't have to be, making it sound so serious. And really, it could be caterpillars, right? Or it could be a rock collection, or again, showing any type of interest in what they're interested in, and just finding something that you like about the student, I think is just super helpful. And then I would also say, when I mentor students, so I say, what are you excited about? What do you love? So my last student was an artist. And so she would do all these artistic things with her students. And I'm like, you have to I said, it's so important for you to bring art into your therapy sessions with your students so that you continue to be excited about giving therapy. And I just think that that's so important. What are your interests? What do you love to do? And how can you express that in your therapy room? Again, if you're excited, you're going to motivate your children. You're going to motivate your students. And I don't think it's spoken about enough. And then finally, I think this is something that is relatively new. I brought this into my therapy sessions now, is really talking about how your brain works, right? And talking about pieces of growth from that growth mindset, from Carol Dweck's ideas on philosophy on growth mindset, and how you need to persevere and push through your challenges. But actually, I use the book, The Fantastic Elastic Brain by Joanne Deek. Okay. And I also use The Bubblegum Brain by Julia Cook. But in terms of the Fantastic Elastic Brain, we actually look at the brain and we look at the different parts of the brain, and we talk about neurons, and we talk about how the neurons fire at each other when you're learning something new. So as a speech therapist, number one, tons of vocabulary: neurons, cerebellum, cerebrum, prefrontal cortex, right? These are great. I mean, children are having some challenges. For them to have that vocabulary is like a big deal. They could really impress people with this vocabulary. But again, the ideas behind it are so important, like how the different areas of the brain are firing at each other. And again, that practice helps the neurons in your brains also connect with each other and make those neural connections. And that's really how we learn, and that your brain is a muscle. So those are really three things that I really believe will motivate children, get them excited about coming into your therapy room.
And I love that mind-body connection too, with that last one.
Yes.
That connection to the mind and the body. I love it. Adina, your course is so much fun. I was laughing. You utilize a lot of humor in your course. I really enjoy, I mean, when I first saw it, I was like, 5 hours, that's a time commitment, right? This course that we're talking about today. But one of the things I love about these on-demand courses that are available on speechtherapypd.com is if you don't take it live and you take it after the fact, you can piecemeal it. So I did like 2 hours here, I did 2 hours there, and then I wrapped up with my last hour. But I couldn't get enough. I think I told you this when I was emailing you, like I couldn't get enough. It's just loaded with so many strategies, like the things that stick out, like the sentence frames and the laugh, don't cry acronym, which, you know, our listeners will have to find out what that is when they tap into the course. But it's just filled with so many things. The way you talk about reframing language when we're talking to our kiddos. And I just had a kiddo with my daughter who had a tantrum last night, and I was thinking about in your course where he said, don't focus on the fact that, you know, they just tantrumed for 10 minutes, be excited that they got themselves out of that tantrum. So I was like, oh, I know what to do here. So I feel like I want to like refresh. You give beautiful handouts too with your course that has, you know, all of your awesome slides, and it's like a great reference book really that you can kind of go back and look to, because these strategies, it's like you say in your course, I mean, it's like learning a new language. You say it's like learning a new language, but with practice is progress. And I just feel such a big responsibility with youth in general, whether it's my child or the other children that I'm working with in a school system, you know, when we're working on speech, that's the thing, like your strategies can be used in your personal life and they can be used in your professional role, because we know the person is the professional and vice versa. So thank you so much for all of your honesty too. I want to point out, I like how you said you were sharing strategies. You're like, take what you want, leave what you don't. I can't do the chart thing. I never remember to get the stickers, or I don't have the stickers to always remember, you know, something like that about charts. But you basically lay out a table of different strategies for people, and you let them align with if it works for them or not. Like, you're not saying, don't do this, it didn't work for me, but you're just being open and honest that here are some things, you know, take what works and what doesn't, leave it behind. This one didn't work for me. And I really loved that and appreciated that, because we all learn differently and we all teach differently. And you know, there's just so many options out there, and you're sharing them. So thank you for your wisdom, your game-changing strategies. This stuff is really, transformative, this type of communication. And I love the work that you're doing with not just teachers and speech pathologists, but also working with parents who spend a lot of time with children at home. It's such a gift and a service to the world with what you're doing. So please, how can our listeners find out more about you and learn more about your resources that you have?
So I have a website, parentingsimply.com. And I'm also very active now on Instagram. So my handle is parentingsimply1.
Okay.
And also I have a book. So
wow, yay.
I know. So that's on Amazon. It's Parenting Simply, Preparing Kids for Life. And yeah, so when I have on my Instagram handle, I have like a ton of reels, a ton of ways to reframe what you're saying. That's really my focus, is like, I love how you can say one thing one way and it's like completely wrong. Like you could make everybody around you angry, but if you just change a couple of words around in the sentence, it can be a relationship building statement.
It's so true.
I love that.
It's so true. It just opens up the door for your message being heard when you can reword it in a way that isn't blaming or criticizing or putting people on the defense, but really sharing your message in a way that now people are open to receiving. And I love that. I love how you have the charts where you have like a statement that we might feel like we want to say, it naturally comes out, and that's okay. You normalize it and say, this is what we do sometimes and this is what we say, but then you have the sentence right across from it on how you can reframe that. And I think those visuals for somebody like myself, who's a visual learner, they're so helpful because we can kind of like sit there and practice, these examples and getting in that way of speaking in a new way, communicating in a new way. So, well, thank you so much, guys. For everybody who is listening that wants to take a deeper dive into Adina's course on speechtherapypd.com, go ahead and do that. She has a course called Counseling Parents, Teaching Effective Communication Skills to Optimize Therapy. And also, guys, if you are new to speechtherapypd.com, you can access a free course, and you can find that information below this video. So be sure to do that. You can also get a 1-year membership. And with your 1-year membership, you're going to get access to, I think it's over 800 hours and counting of live and on-demand courses where you can continue to grow your knowledge and evolve as a professional. And also with some of these courses, you're going to evolve as a person in your personal life as well. So be sure to check those out and also scoop up those ASHA CEUs. We want to hear from you. So if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you want to comment, leave a comment below, and go ahead and subscribe to our speechtherapypd.com YouTube channel. We will see you back here next week as we are answering more of those golden questions that SLPs and SLPAs are asking. We have the answers for you. We'll see you then.